Do these 5 things to be loved in old age. Someone once said, "We cannot preserve our youth, but we can choose to live in a way that makes old age truly beautiful." Everyone will grow old, that is inevitable. However, some people find themselves lonely in the final chapters of life, with no one knocking at their door. Meanwhile, others are surrounded by warmth. Neighbors greet them with smiles. Grandchildren listen with respect, and friends treasure their companionship. What creates this difference? It's not wealth, status, or achievements. It's how you live, if you want to be loved and appreciated in your later years. Now is the time to begin. Here are 5 simple, sincere habits that can shape a connected and affectionate life. These habits may seem small, but their impact echoes through the years, ensuring that your old age will be filled with love. 1. Listen deeply, instead of just talking. As people age, it's natural to lean on familiar stories, tales of youth, victories, or life lessons. Sharing your experiences is wonderful. But if you only talk and rarely listen, you may unintentionally push others away. To be loved in old age, become someone who listens, not just with your ears, but with your heart. Listening is a gift that says, "You matter to me." It builds trust and nurtures closeness in ways words alone never can. Imagine this. Your teenage grandchild sits down with you, both nervous and excited to share news about a school project or a new friend. Instead of interrupting with, "Back in my day," pause. Ask, "How do you feel about it?" Or, "Tell me more." Show genuine curiosity. Let them tell their story. That moment of being truly heard makes them feel valued, and they will carry that feeling with them. Or picture a neighbor stopping by to vent about a stressful day, maybe a family disagreement or health worry. Resist the urge to interrupt with advice or comparisons. Instead, nod gently and say, "That sounds really tough. I'm here." Your willingness to listen without judgment creates a safe space, and people will naturally gravitate toward you. Listening doesn't mean you never speak. Share your wisdom and stories, too, but balance them with openness to others' voices. When you listen deeply, you become the person others trust, confide in, and want to visit. Over time, your home becomes a haven, a place where people feel seen and understood, ensuring that you'll never be without company. This habit requires practice, especially in a world full of distractions. Start small. At your next family gathering, focus entirely on one person's story without planning your response. You'll be surprised how it brings you closer. By making others feel heard, you lay the foundation for a life filled with love. 2. Embrace forgiveness. Let go of small resentments. As we age, it's easy to become irritated by little things, a neighbor's loud habits, a forgotten promise from a grandchild, or a careless comment from a friend. These moments may feel bigger than they are, leading to grumpiness or resentment. But clinging to the small stuff builds walls between you and the people you care about. To be loved later in life, cultivate a forgiving heart. Choose to let the little things go. This doesn't mean overlooking serious wrongs or accepting abuse, but rather recognizing that most conflicts are fleeting and not worth your energy. For instance, suppose a family member forgets to call on your birthday. You could dwell on the hurt, thinking, "They don't care about me." Or you could pick up the phone, call them with a smile, and say, "I was just thinking of you." That simple choice maintains the relationship and shows grace. Similarly, if a neighbor's dog digs up your garden, you could angrily confront them, or you could chuckle and say, "Looks like we have an ambitious little gardener." That lightness preserves goodwill. Forgiveness is a skill, and it begins with a mindset shift. Try telling yourself, "It's not a big deal." When something minor bothers you, over time, this becomes second nature. You'll find your heart lighter, and others will feel more comfortable around you. Children will no longer approach nervously. Friends will visit without hesitation. Your calm, forgiving spirit will draw people close. Consider the story of an elderly woman I once heard of, who lived in a small village. She was known for her ability to brush off petty disputes. When someone spoke harshly to her, she would respond with a smile and a kind word. Over the years, her home became the heart of the community, always filled with laughter and visitors. Her secret? She never let small grievances take root. By choosing forgiveness, she built a life full of love. 3. Stay positive, even after life's wounds. Life isn't always kind. You may have faced loss, betrayal, or disappointment from friends, family, or even your own children. These wounds can linger, making you bitter or resentful. But negativity pushes people away and leads to loneliness in old age. To be loved, choose positivity, no matter what life throws at you. A person who still smiles, shares kind words, or finds joy in small moments is magnetic. They're the kind of person others want to be around. Positivity doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. It means focusing on what's good, even when times are hard. For example, if you're dealing with health challenges, you could dwell on the pain, or you could share a funny story from your doctor's visit to make your family laugh. If you've had a falling out with someone, you could hold on to anger, or you could reach out with a warm, "I miss you." These choices shape how others see you. Think of an old man who, despite losing his wife and struggling with mobility, greets everyone with a smile and a cheerful story. His positivity is infectious. Neighbors stop by just to hear his jokes. And his grandchildren love visiting because he makes them feel hopeful. His secret is simple. He chooses to focus on life's brightness, not its shadows. Start small. Each morning, name one thing you're grateful for: a sunny day, a kind neighbor, a favorite song. Share that gratitude with others through a smile or a kind word. Over time, this habit will make you someone who lifts spirits, ensuring that in your later years, people will seek out the warmth you radiate. 4. Be independent. Lighten the load for others. Independence might sound like a harsh demand, but it's a powerful way to earn love and respect. When you care for yourself as much as possible, you show others that you value their time and energy. This doesn't mean doing everything alone. It means taking responsibility for what you can, so others don't feel burdened. For instance, keeping your living space tidy, managing medications, or staying active with small chores like watering plants shows self-respect. These efforts ease the load for your family, who may already be juggling busy lives. When you're independent, they'll appreciate you more, not less. Consider a grandmother who, despite her age, insists on folding her own clothes and cooking simple meals. Her family doesn't visit out of obligation. They come because her strength inspires them. And her home is a place of joy, not duty. By living independently, she becomes a source of pride for her loved ones. Independence also means emotional self-reliance. Instead of leaning on others for constant reassurance, find joy within yourself, through hobbies, memories, or quiet moments of reflection. When you're content, you invite others to share in your happiness, rather than carry your burdens. Start small. Organize a corner of your home, take a short walk, or learn a new skill like knitting or journaling. These acts of independence build confidence and show others you're still vibrant. In old age, this strength makes you someone who is loved and admired for your resilience. 5. Give generously, even if it's just love. You don't need wealth to be generous. The smallest acts of giving, a smile, a kind word, a moment of your time, can leave a lasting impact. When you give without expecting anything in return, you create ripples of warmth that will return to you in old age. Think of the small things: baking cookies for a neighbor, writing a letter to a grandchild, or calling an old friend just to say, "I was thinking of you." These gestures cost little, but they build lasting bonds. Even a warm glance or a sincere "thank you" can brighten someone's day. I remember a story of an elderly man who spent his evenings carving wooden toys for children in his community. He had little money, but his gifts brought joy to dozens of families. Years later, those children, now grown, still visited him, their gratitude undiminished. His generosity had written him into their lives. Giving also means sharing your wisdom. Tell your stories, not to boast, but to inspire. Offer gentle advice, only when asked. Your life experience is a treasure, and sharing it thoughtfully helps others feel connected to you. Start today. Do one kind thing, no matter how small. Compliment someone, share a memory, or simply listen with love. These moments of giving are like seeds. Plant them now, and in the years ahead, you'll harvest a life rich with affection, a life worth loving. Old age doesn't have to mean loneliness. By listening deeply, forgiving easily, staying positive, being independent, and giving freely, you create a life others want to be part of. These habits don't require wealth or status, just a willingness to live with intention. Start today. Choose one habit and make it your own. Over time, these small choices will shape you into someone who, in the twilight years, is surrounded by love, not because of what you have, but because of who you are.